Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nasrullah. I'm from English Education Class D. So today I will explain about my PPT about The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. So the writer is Ernest Hemingway, and title of the novel is The Old Man and the Sea, period American literature. Okay, biography of writer. Biography of Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Miller Hemingway was an American novelist, short story writer, and journalist. His distinctive writing style is characterized by laconic minimalism and diminutive style of really an important influence of the development of 20th century fiction. Hemingway's protagonists were typically stoic, often seen as projection of their own characters, people who had to display grace under pressure. Of his works are considered classics within the American literature canon. So, Ernest Hemingway died July 1961. In age 61. Ernest Hemingway grew up in Oak Park, Illinois, upper middle class. Father was a doctor and mother was a singer. Ernest Hemingway had 4 sisters and 1 brother. The community had a large Protestant population. Hemingway about his community, wide lawns and narrow minds. The Hemingway's Research Center. Enjoy hunting and fishing. Inspiration for many stories or novels. With his father when his mother wasn't introducing him to music and literature. Okay, history of personal life of Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway was born on July 21, 1899 in Oak Park, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. Hemingway was the first son and the second of 6 children born to Clarence Edmonds and Grace Hale Hemingway. Hemingway's father, a physician, witnessed Ernest's birth and then blew a trumpet on his front porch, announcing to his neighbor that his wife had given birth to a boy. The Hemingways lived in a 6-bedroom Victorian house built by Ernest's widowed maternal grandfather, Ernest Hall, an English immigrant and Civil War veteran who lived with the family. Hemingway's name was given after his grandmother. Hemingway's mother was a talented singer and once inspired to become an opera singer, and made a living teaching, singing, and music. He was domineering and pious and narrow-minded, characterizing the strict Protestant ethic of Oak Park, which Hemingway later described as having a broad heart and a narrow mind. His mother wanted to have twins. And when that didn't happen, she dressed little Ernest and his sister Marceline in the same clothes and the same hairstyle, pretending that the 2 children were twins. Grace Hemingway further feminized her son in her youth by calling him Ernestine. While this is much disputed by biographers, particularly Kenneth S. Lynn, it should be noted that boys from the middle-class Victorian families were often treated in this manner. While his mother hoped that his son would develop an interest in music, Hemingway inherited his father's active interest in the outdoors, namely hunting and fishing in the forests and lakes of northern Michigan. The family owned a home named Windermere in Wallon Lake, Michigan, and often spent his summer vacation there. This early experience of close connection with nature would instill in Hemingway a deep and lifelong love for outdoor adventure and life in places in the world generally considered remote or isolated. Hemingway attended Oak Park and River Forest High School, where he excelled in both academics and athletics. Hemingway boxed and played rugby and showed prodigious talent in English literature. His first writing experience was for Trapeze and Tabula, the school's literature newspapers and magazines. After high school, Hemingway didn't go on to university. Instead, at age 17, he began his writing career as a young reporter for the Kansas City Star. Although he worked at the paper for only 6 months, throughout his life he used the guidelines of the Star's writing style as the basis for his writing style. Use short sentences, use short first paragraphs, use lively English, be positive, don't negative. Next, the other literature works of Ernest Hemingway, A Farewell to Arms. This novel set during World War I. Depicts the love affair between the expatriate Henry and British nurse Catherine Berkeley, for whom the bell tolls. Tells the story of Robert Jordan, a young American in the International Brigade who is attached to a Republican guerrilla unit during the Spanish Civil War. The Sun Also Rises. The Sun Also Rises tells the story of a group of young American and British expatriates while they are in Europe in the mid 1920. The two main characters of the novel, Lady Brett Ashley and Jack Barnes, symbolize the lost generation. A Movable Feast. A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway is a memoir about his experience as a young writer in Paris in the 1920s. Hills Like White Elephant tells the story of a man and a woman who were waiting at a train station in Spain while drinking beer. Synopsis of The Old Man and the Sea. The Old Man and the Sea tells the story of Santiago. Jadi, The Old Man and the Sea ini bercerita tentang seorang pria tua bernama Santiago dan juga seorang anak laki-laki yang bernama Monula. An old experienced fisherman, Santiago never catch a single fish for 84 days. Jadi selama 84 hari, Santiago ini tidak pernah mendapatkan ikan sama sekali. In society, he is then referred to as Salau, the worst form of bad luck. But one day he has to fend for himself on the high seas fishing a big fish. This story is a description of how he survived, gave up, failed, started to hope again, was broken by faith, and tried to overcome his suffering gracefully. Next, difference and similarities. Ernest Hemingway's hobbies is fishing, and the old man also like fishing. Jadi Ernest Hemingway ini hobinya adalah memancing. Ernest Hemingway and the old man like read news. Ernest Hemingway and the old man both love a challenge. So the different are Ernest Hemingway is novelist. He is not fisherman. On the novel The Old Man and the Sea, the old man married only once, but Ernest Hemingway married 4 times. Ernest Hemingway is an alcoholic, while the old man in the story is not alcoholic. Next, analysis character. In the story, the old man has a burning passion, strong determination, and does not give up easily. like when he was facing a big fish for days. After that, he had to face a shark that wanted to eat the big fish he caught. Although the old man sometimes like regret when he had to face the big fish, he said, "If only the boy in here, maybe he can help me." So, jadi cerita karakter dari The Old Man ini, dia itu tidak mudah menyerah, semangat, dia itu selalu bersemangat, dan walaupun dia itu kadang seakan-akan menyesal karena si anak laki-laki tidak ikut bersamanya saat dia menangkap ikan yang besar. Next, analysis story. The story is very good. It teaches us many things, but I don't agree with the old man who seems to keep complaining and says if the child were here he could help me, and he said that many times, but at least he has enthusiasm and never gives up before God what he wanted. And I also really like that boy because he really loved the old man and was responsible to him. Jadi anak laki-laki ini sangat mencintai pria tua ini dan dia sangat menyayanginya. Dia sangat peduli terhadap pria tua ini, Santiago. Next, message of the old man and the sea. The Old Man and the Sea. This book teaches us many lessons. Teach us to always be patient and have hope that good will come, even though the opportunity is very small. Teaches us the meaning of struggle. Has strong determination, become someone who is brave. Teach us to remember other people's kindness to us, like that child who always remembers the kindness of the old man, respecting older people, obeying parents, orders. And lastly, if we get some people obeying parents' order, and lastly, if we want to get something, we have to sacrifice something. Like the old man, who his hands must be bleeding because he wants to get a big fish. Jadi pesan moral dari cerita ini adalah jika kita ingin mendapatkan sesuatu, kita harus mengorbankan sesuatu. Seperti layaknya pria tua dalam cerita novel ini, dia itu harus berada di lautan selama berhari-hari dan untuk mendapatkan seekor ikan yang besar, sehingga tangannya harus berlumuran darah. Okay, this is my reference I found. So maybe that's all can I tell you about my PPT. So maybe okay guys, if you want to more know about the Old Man and the Sea, you can searching on the YouTube about the Old Man and the Sea. You can find the movie or animation or anything you can want about the Old Man and the Sea, and then you can searching on Google about the Old Man and the Sea if you want to more know. So maybe just only that I can share to you. Thank you very much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.